Hey there, this is Katherine Gibson, Superstar Director for Team Faith Trust and Purple Pixie Dust. And I am so excited to chat with you today. If you have been following me for any length of time, you may have heard me mention one of my favorite quotes that the greatest gift that you can give someone is your time. Because when you give your time, you're giving them a portion of your life that you will never get back. So I strongly believe that our time is our most valuable asset because unlike money, we can never earn more, right? We can always work hard and earn more money. We can buy more things. We can never get more time, and you can only spend it once. So I really appreciate, I look at our time here almost as like a gift exchange. I'm giving my time, you're giving yours. And I'm going to do my very best to make it a worthwhile investment for both of us. So because I value time so much, you will notice as time goes on that my business training videos are focused around finding the most simple, streamlined, efficient ways to run your business while still being your authentic self. Okay, if you're wanting tutorials on how to make like cutesy samples or complicated binder systems or like hand-drawn beautiful graphics, I promise you that they are somewhere on YouTube, but they won't be coming from me. So let's get into our content for today. This whole month, I'll get to that. So at the beginning of the year, people often make resolutions, they set huge goals, they declare them out to the world. And often by February or March for sure, they kind of peter out. They lose steam and motivation because it hasn't happened yet. They're not seeing progress, or it's hard, or because things change. Okay, if you live in Ontario like I do, there's been lots of change this week. It's January 2022, by the way. But if we have learned anything, it's that change is the only constant thing in our lives, right? Everything is subject to change. Our health can change overnight, our family status, our job or employment status, or our school, whether we're in person, whether we're virtual, all kinds of things can change. How businesses can run, how many people they can serve at once. All of these things are in a constant state of flux. And that was true even before the pandemic. It's just been really amplified for the last couple of years. And so I think that we could all agree that change is literally the only constant thing in our lives. So knowing that, what can we do so that we keep moving forward, not just in business, but in life as humans? Because before business, we're people. And there's a saying that you are either growing or you're dying. And I guess the eventuality is that everyone dies. But in the meantime, don't we want to make the most of our time and grow and do and be the best that we can be? So I do love big goals, and I have been known to declare a goal or several in my life. But what we're going to do right now, when change can be so upsetting and overwhelming, and the word I've been using a lot this week is triggering, we're going to just bring it down to a more approachable level. We are going to focus, rather than big goals, we're going to focus on small habits, small actions that we can do every day. Okay. I still encourage you to set a year-end goal for yourself. Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be by the end of 2022? But I would strongly encourage or invite you to join me starting this month to work on small daily actions, because really it's what we do every day that makes us who we are, that determines the results that we get, right? Whether it's in our business, in our relationships, in our job, our health, it's what we do every day. If we go for a walk once a week, like that's nice. It's not going to make us super healthy. If you walk for 4 or 5 times a week, you'll notice your pants getting looser. You'll be in a better mood, right? If you eat salad once a week, well, that's good, but you're not going to become super healthy. But if you start eating salad every day, you'll notice a big difference in your energy and your skin and your mood, your pant size probably. Now bringing it to business, if you do follow up with customers once a month, like you might get a couple of orders and that's really good. But if you started doing follow-up or having conversations every day, can you imagine the difference that could make? It's like a compounding effect. We all maybe learned about compound interest when we were kids in your first bank account, right? They talk about how you earn interest and then you earn interest on the interest. That's exactly what happens with habits, with the things that we do every day. And we all have habits, like it or not. Some are good, some are less good. Coming off of some time off of work, I've got some not great habits, like snacking at night several times a night, lots of TV time. And those habits compound too, right? They affect my energy level, my mood, my sleep. So that's not what we're going for here. We want to find habits that will work for the good. Okay, I actually created 2 things. I'm so proud of myself because this is not usually my area of expertise. You guys are going to be amazed because you know how uncrafty I am. But I know that we all love a good checklist and the gratification. My camera's foggy and I don't know why. I have to maybe Windex it. We all like the gratification of checking things off, right? I think we all have admitted to that. And I have been known to write things down after I've done them just so I can check them off. It feels good. And that's okay. That builds confidence, right? So what we're going to do is make a list of the things that we are going to do, the habits that we are going to cultivate this month, every day. And we're going to track them. Okay. This is not going to be a humongous list that we're not, I know we've talked about brain dumps before. This is not a brain dump. Okay. We are not listing every single thing that needs to be done from the roof of our house to the basement, to our fingernails, to our haircut, to it's not that. Okay. It's not a to-do list. This is a habits list. It's habits that will compound and get us closer to the person that we want to be by the end of the year. So the first graphic chart thing that I made for everyone, and I will put the links on YouTube and I will put the links to these templates in our team page as well. The first one is daily actions. Okay, and it's divided into 4 sections, I think in order of importance. The first one is personal/faith. Now, I know a lot of people maybe are not religious, don't practice a faith. However, I've heard it, I didn't want to exclude that because I've heard it explained that if I gave you a recipe for my chocolate chip cookies, I don't have a recipe for chocolate chips, but I baked cookies today. And if I left out the secret ingredient, then your cookies would not be the same as my cookies. So for me, I am a person of faith, and that is very important in my life. It is at the top of the list. And so I'm including it in the recipe. So what habits do I do, or would I like to add for myself? Okay, for what word am I trying to think of? Well-being, wellness, mental health, personal health. So in here, I'll put my daily Bible reading and prayer. Moving my body every day, going for a walk, getting on my bike. Probably showering and putting some makeup on, not because that makes me healthier, but because it makes my head feel better. It's good for my mental health. So I'm going to put 2 or 3 things in that section under personal/faith. Okay. The next section is family or relationships. Okay. So this means your marriage, your relationship with your kids, relationships with friends, relatives. Maybe it's, having one text or phone conversation a day with someone that you love. Maybe it's eating dinner with your family every night, or breakfast or lunch or a snack, whatever it is, making a habit of spending actual time with the people that you love and that love you. That will make you a better person, for sure. All right. Next, and again, these I believe are in order of importance. Okay, because if you're not taking care of yourself and of your faith, you're going to be no good to anybody else. If you're not, spending the time with your family and your people, who cares how well you're doing at business? So once you've built the foundation, maybe they should have been at the bottom as the foundation, but they're the top, they're the most important. Once you've done the most important things, then there's 2 sections for business. There's personal business and team business. The first time I heard it broken down that way was when I went to Director Boot Camp at Sensi Home Office. And it was the first time I heard of it. But it is so important that when you have a team, you don't automatically switch into manager mode, right? Most of us have had a job at some point where we have either had a manager or been a manager. And in a job, a people leader is not actually a leader. They're a manager. They make the schedule. They tell people where to go, when to be there, what to do, what not to do. But in our business, leading is 80% our own business, showing people what we're doing. So even as a superstar director, most of my time in my business is nurturing relationships with new contacts, with new customers, having joint conversations. Okay, the things that will bring my PRV and my recruiting. 20% of the time is on team. So both are equally important. You can't do just one. If you don't have a team yet, that's okay. You can still put in activities like posting or commenting on our bigger team page, right? And having joint conversations and following up on joint conversations so that you can build your team. So I can't tell you which actions you're going to put in these boxes. I recommend 1 to 3 per box. Okay. These things are going to be the non-negotiables. These are going to be the things that you can still do when the kids are at home doing virtual learning. You can still do if you only have half an hour a day. Okay. These are the non-negotiables that will help you to create healthy habits that will compound over the next 3, 6, 12 months and get you closer to where and who you want to be. The next sheet that I have, again, the links are going to be in here on YouTube. And I'll also share them in our team page for you. So you can go and either print them off or you can save the graphic to your phone and fill in your items that way. Another great way to do a checklist is on a sheet of paper. It doesn't have to be a pretty one. It could be any notebook. Or I also love using the Notes app on my iPhone. There is a function to create a checklist. That way you can make your list. You can check them off as you go, and then you can clear it and do it again the next day, and you always have it with you. So that's really the simplest way. The paper is pretty simple. The phone is the most simple. I will just let you in on a secret. I quit planners years ago. I spent a lot of money on planners, and I went through and I stuck all the stickers in, and then I lost them and just always use my phone calendar. So nothing against planners. They don't work for me. I do like a paper list though. And so these I will keep on my desk. So this is the next one. This is your habit tracker. Okay, so the first one, you're going to kind of brainstorm and list your big 2 to 3 daily action items. Okay, and I realize that I might sound contradictory because I have like no sensey Sunday. Daily means at least Monday to Friday. Okay, I don't expect everybody to work 7 days a week if you don't want to. The personal time and family time is really important, but 5 days a week is a really good thing to aim for. So then what you're going to do is take this sheet, you're going to fill in your action items. So I'm going to put here, drink at least 3 liters of water or whatever amount of water I'm going to drink. Do my Bible reading and prayer, eat dinner with the family, move my body, do my Amy follow-ups, post in my team pages and my VIP group, post on my public social media, check in with my frontline, check in with our directors. They're going to be different for everyone, but your list goes here. And then as you go through the week, you check them off. Okay. We had James Clear come and speak to us at our 2018 SFR, I want to say. No, I think it was 2019. He wrote the book Atomic Habits, which is like a huge bestseller, and he's just fantastic. I follow him on social media just for like the daily inspiration. So I included a quote from him on the bottom. Every action, everything we do is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Okay, every time you do something, you are voting for who you want to be. So when you pick up your phone and open up Amy instead of Facebook, you're voting for who you want to become. You're voting for how you want your business to go. When you go to the kitchen and open up the fridge and pour a glass of water instead of grabbing a soda or a juice, you're voting for the kind of health that you want to have. Every action you take proves who you want to be. So that is it for tonight. I sometimes will talk up to half an hour, but I'm done. So I won't take more of your time. I hope this was useful. And thank you so much for sharing your time. Let me see if I can turn off the recording.